everyone, my name is Victoria Pavlov. I'm the Photoshop artist. Welcome to my studio. Today we will talk about my new set of brushes. You can use this set as a set of brushes or set of stamps. It's up to you. First of all, let me tell you where you can download them from. If you're my Behance subscriber, if you're my patron, or you're my student on my teaching website, this set is free for you. If you are not my Behance subscriber, if you are not on my Patreon website, or you're not my student, you also can download them. You can buy them from my Etsy website. I will provide you with all links down below this video. Now let's talk about this beautiful set. First of all, what I will do, of course, I have created my simple document. You can create your document in any size you like. You can use any color for your background as always. Now what I will do, I will highlight my brush tool. And after that, I will expand my brushes panel. You can access to your brushes panel if you will click on window, and here you will click on brushes, and just like that, Photoshop will display a brushes panel for you. Here you can see that I have set of my brushes, Victoria Pavlov Autumn set. Again, I'm repeating myself. You can use them as a brush, or you can use them as a stamp. We will start with using them as a stamp. So you can click on any brush, but before that, I will recommend you to create a new layer. Why? I will explain you just in a second. If you will look at my layers panel, you will see that now I have only one layer, background layer, and this layer is locked. I will not unlock this layer, or I will do anything to this background layer. Let's leave this layer alone. But what I will do, I will create a new empty layer. It's very important. So I have created my new empty layer. Now I will click on any brush or stamp, and I'm ready to go. Look at this. Let me close my brushes panel for better preview for you. Look at this. This is my a simple leaf stamp or brush. You can click anywhere you like, and just like that you have your leaf. Now I will switch to the move tool, and because I used my stamp on a separate layer, I can do whatever I like with this leaf. Look at this. And that's why it's very important of using a separate layer for our stamps. I will be not using this stamp today, so I will delete this layer, and what I will do, I will create a new empty layer just like that, and I will rename it to stamp, just like that. Now I will expand my brushes panel, and here guys I have my stamp I would like to use today. I will click on it to highlight it, and I will close my brushes panel for better preview for you. Now when I specified what stamp I would like to use, I can increase the size of my stamp just like that, or I can decrease size of my stamp. Everything is up to me and up to you. So what I will do, I will decrease the size of my stamp. I will make it a little bit bigger. And now I need to decide color I would like to use for this stamp. So I will click on a foreground color icon, and just like that, Photoshop will display color picker foreground color for us. Because today we will be using watercolor brushes, I decide to use a black color for that. I will specify color I would like to use. I will click OK. In the options bar, you can see that opacity and flow is 100% each. And now I can click anywhere on my canvas to create my stamp. Because we are not talking about photo on our passport, I will stamp my autumn artwork somewhere a little bit on the right side of my canvas, just like that. And voila, guys, look at this. This is our stamp. Look at this. Now I can do whatever I want to it. What I would like to do now, I would like to change my brush. I will expand my brushes panel here. I will scroll it up, and here you can see that I have a watercolor brush set. I talked about this so many times. I talked about where you can download those brushes for free if you're a Creative Cloud subscriber. Just in case if you missed it, click on this menu at the right top corner of your brushes panel. Get more brushes. Click on get more brushes. Photoshop will redirect you to Adobe website where you can download them for free if you're a Creative Cloud subscriber. So, and here is, I have all beautiful watercolor brushes. Again, guys, you can use any brush you like. It's up to you. You can modify your brush, you can do whatever you want. What I will do, I will click probably on, let's see what I would like to use today. Let's click on a big softy brush, just like that. I will close my brushes panel and I will use a red color. Now, definitely we can increase or decrease size of our brush. But before we will apply first brush stroke, I will recommend you to create a new empty layer, just like that. And I will reposition this layer below my stamp layer. And now, using this brush, I can create first layer or this beautiful red color I will be using today, just like that. And also here, just like that. Look at this. Now I will bring size of my brush down and I will increase size of my brush maybe a little bit more, and I will fill all gaps. Now guys, you will ask me, if you made mistake, first of all, just undo it. You will ask me, Victoria, why your brush strokes overlapping? Guys, because we are talking about watercolor brushes. If you will try to use real watercolor brushes, by real I mean traditional watercolor brushes, you will have exact same result. So nothing wrong with overlapping brush strokes. It's like in traditional watercolor painting. And now I will fix all gaps in second wood, just like that. Look at this. How beautiful is it? You don't have to be perfect with watercolors. Beauty of watercolors, watercolor painting is that we can have freedom in every single brush stroke. So now we have this simple first layer of red color. Now definitely guys, we need to add some highlights and shadows. To do so, I will create a new empty layer, just like that, and I will use a little bit darker shade of same color. In the options bar, guys, I will specify opacity to 100% and flow to 100% as well. And now what I will do, I will add a little bit shadows on each boot, because shadows and highlights create 3D illusion, and this is the most important part in any artwork, just like that. Look at this. I'm looking on another monitor just because over there I have a reference image. You can use your imagination, of course, or you can use a reference image for your artwork. It's up to you guys. No rules in here about that. So why I created separate layer for my shadows? Because if for some reason I will decide that, you know, Victoria, those shadows are too harsh for me, I will bring down opacity of this layer. Look at this. I will do the same with highlights. I will create a new empty layer and I will use lighter shade of same red color. And I will add splash of highlights to my boot. Let's talk about highlights. I will use two different highlights today, two different intensities of highlights, and now I'm creating just like a little bit splash of highlights. It's necessary, just like that. Look at this, just a little bit splash of highlights, and I'm happy with it, so I will be not applying any modifications to my layer. Maybe some here, just like that. Now let's talk about second type of highlight. To do so, I will create a new empty layer and I will use brightest shadow of the same color. See, it's almost looks like a white, but it's not white. It's with some splash of our original red color. I will click OK and I will add just a little bit highlights around here, just like this. Nothing too complicated, but look at this, guys. Now we have beautiful reflection, beautiful highlight on our boot. And if you're using any tablet, and I highly recommend you to use any tablet you can afford, you have pen has pressure sensitivity. Pressure sensitivity is our friend. Never forget about this. Depending on how hard or light you are pressing on your canvas, you applying more pigment to your canvas. So your color could be brighter or lighter. Depends on how hard or light you are pressing on your canvas. Just like that, a little bit here and a little bit here. Guys, first of all, now let's talk about watercolor type of painting. With watercolors, we can create detail painting or we can create a loose painting. Be honest with you, I use both of them, but because we are limited with our time, I don't want to keep you here longer than it's supposed to be. Then you have time to be with me today. Today we will talk about loose watercolor painting, so we will not spend a lot of time on all details. So look at this. This is our highlights. And again, if for some reason this part of your highlights will scream to you it's too much, you always can bring down opacity of your layer like I did. Now I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to different color. I will use yellow color and I've increased size of my brush and I will add a few splashes of this yellow color. Why? Because if you will look at any subject around you, you will see that all subject reflects everything, all colors around it. And because we are talking about autumn, I use yellow color to add reflections from all leaves, autumn leaves around it. So this is all about our boots. Now let's talk about our leaves. To create our leaves, I will highlight my background layer and I will create a new layer. So now my new layer positioned be above my background layer but below all my boots layer. And now I can use any color I want for these beautiful leaves, because currently I have yellow color on my brush. I will use this color. I will bring size of my brush a little bit down and just like that I will add first layer of a color. And look at this, how beautiful is it. I will do same to my second leaf, just like that, and my third leaf. And again, guys, you can create more detail of work. It's up to you. Now I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to a different color, a little bit darker shade of same color. I will bring size of my brush a little bit down, and I will add splash of this color to my leaf. Maybe I will increase size of my brush, just like that. Don't overstress about your brush strokes in this part of your painting. We are talking about autumn leaves. They have multiple colors, multiple intensity of same color. So just enjoy your creation. Look at this. I love my leaves right now, but they look dead. Even if some of autumn leaves looks not super alive, I would like to bring a few splashes of happiness, a few splashes of alive to my leaves. To do so, I will create a new empty layer, and I will use a red color, just like that. I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a few splashes of red color to my leaves, just like that. And again, guys, we are talking about autumn leaves. As I mentioned just a second ago, autumn leaves has different colors and different intensity of same color. So don't sweat about your brush strokes. Just, I know I'm repeating myself, but just enjoy your creation, just like that. Look at this. Now I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a few brush strokes around the stem of this painting, just like that. Now I noticed that I have a color in here, and I do not remember this one. So I will highlight this layer. I will switch to my brush tool, my eraser tool, I'm sorry, and I will erase it. So this is our artwork. Now let's talk about our stamp layer. I will highlight my stamp layer. If you're happy with intensity of this layer, good, leave it alone. But if you would like to bring intensity of your stamp layer down, simply bring opacity of your layer down, just like that. Again, because we are talking about watercolor painting, I prefer to have visible our stamp layer, like in a traditional watercolor painting. Now, let's talk about a background color. You can use any color you like. But before that, I would like to bring your attention to shadows. And now our boots just like flying nowhere. To ground them, I will highlight my background layer one more time. I will create a new empty layer. I will switch color of my brush to light blue color, just like that. I will increase size of my brush, and I will add a few splashes of shadow, just like that. This is first part of our shadow, and because it's just the first part of our shadow, I will bring down opacity of this layer, just like that. And now I will create a new empty layer. I will bring size of my brush down, I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a little bit more shadow directly under each boot. Why? Because darkest part in our shadow positioned directly under our subject. And because we are talking about watercolor painting, I prefer not to go to the darkest shade of blue color, because for me watercolor painting is all about happiness, bright colors and everything. So because of that, I will stay in bright side of all our colors we are using today. Now let's talk about our background. You can use any color for your background, or you can use a splash of color. So what I will do, I will create a new empty layer. I will expand my brushes panel, and here, guys, we have beautiful a beautiful spatter watercolor brush. I will click on it. I will close my brushes panel to better preview for you. I will increase size of my brush just like that, maybe a little bit more, just like that. And I will switch color of my brush to yellow, just like that. And it's too much, I'm sorry. I will bring size of my brush down, just like that. And I will add a few splashes of yellow color. So guys, this is how easy you can start your project using my stamp. Before we will say goodbye for now to each other, I will create a new empty layer, a new document, just like that. I will create a new empty layer and I will open my brushes, our stamp set again. And here guys, I just would like to show to you a few stamps I created for you. Let me bring size down and change color. This is my pumpkin. I love pumpkins, you know that. We have different type of pumpkins. We have acorns, just like that. We have, of course, leaves, different type of leaves. We have, no, we will talk about this later. We have this beautiful source of light. We have beautiful pie, apple pie. We have beautiful candle holder with candle. Let me create a new empty layer. We have this beautiful ballet shoes. And guys, we have, look at this. We have everything what you need to create your beautiful autumn artwork without starting everything from scratch. Beside all those stamps I showed you just a second ago, we have also beautiful set of portrait stamps. Just look at this. Just click anywhere in your canvas, create this beautiful outline of artwork and start creating your piece of art. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. By the way, if you prefer to work with Adobe Fresco, if you prefer to paint using your mobile device, Adobe Fresco, I will record a tutorial about how you can use my stamps in Adobe Fresco to create your vector art. I will record it just now after I will finish talking to you. So if you want to create your artwork in Adobe Fresco, watch my other tutorial, and I will provide the link to this tutorial under this video. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for all your support. Again, if you have any questions, just ask. I will be more than happy answer any of your questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.